guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Abigail from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you for Block Tales, episode 8 from season 2.
Last episode, Eleanor got, what's her name, Abigail out of the fort, and Charles saw her, and he did make it, sound like this was the last straw. It was the last betrayal. If she was gonna go with it, he was done. He's gonna have to face his crew about losing the girl, and after that he's gonna go after Eleanor. Eleanor's father is currently going into the interior, and there were men waiting for him in the night, so we don't know who those men are, but it sounds dangerous. There was the vote about who the crew was gonna follow, but before the vote, they found out that the Urca Gold was gone. So that changed things.
Yeah.
Gold is gone, although Dufresne went to him and he said, like, oh, I have a way, maybe if we deliver Flint, we'll get pardoned, so there's your future. He did that because Billy chose to follow Flint, and he betrayed Dufresne, as well as all the other men who potentially could have betrayed Flint.
Shit.
So Flint has his crew. He's gonna go tomorrow morning with Abigail to Peter. Except, the gold is not really gone. At the end of the episode, we found out that John had people lie about what happened on the beach because Flint doesn't want to go for the gold. And John was seeing the betrayal coming and he was like, I'll get the steps ahead, So he told Max, and now they're going to be working towards getting that gold for themselves because it's currently like there's not many men in good condition,
Their defenses are weak right now.
Yes. So he's going to go for that. Flint is going to go for his dream. And Charles is going to deal with the betrayal of everything else. Let's jump in this episode and see what they have in store for our people next. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go! Is this when she got captured the first time?
I'm thinking yes, or Flint is going through some shit. Yeah, I'd be having nightmares about him too. He was apparently a real pirate, and a bloody one at that.
Last night was the first of my journey home.
So we're out without issues so far.
I find myself in the custody of another band of pirates.
The main ones, it's fine.
So far these men have treated me civilly, but it is only an illusion. And a fragile one at that.
She is a woman surrounded by men. They all have their agenda. It is
My
scary.
father told me about these men. Any appearance of civility from them is but a glimpse of the men they once were, though I'm forced to wonder if this illusion is no accident at all. Theatre for my benefit, orchestrated by someone so awful. Even monsters such as these have no choice but to dance to the tune he plays for them.
I mean, if you need to have the biggest monster of them all, yeah, it's Flint.
What happens if that man decides the theatre no longer serves his purposes?
I wouldn't worry about that too much, but she doesn't know what's going on. Basically, her entire life is in the hands of this man, who she's been told is a monster.
But it wasn't always like this.
See that you are angry. But are you angry with Anne for leaving or with me for offering her the opportunity?
You can't expect her to just wait for you here.
For so many years, I knew her, perhaps the only one who truly knew her. But for weeks, with everything we've been through, everything she's done, she's fucking mystery to me.
You need to rediscover her then.
Two things are possible. One, something has changed, something so significant that she's turned into someone I barely recognize. Or two, it's a fantasy that I ever knew her at all.
Or that.
I will likely never know which it is.
But I don't think she knew herself, man.
Am I angry that she's gone? Maybe with everything that lies ahead of us, perhaps it's for the best.
I think that she knew a part of herself, but not the whole thing.
But like I said, she didn't know herself. So if she didn't know herself, I don't think anyone else would have known. She needs to rediscover herself. And then after that, you need to get close and say sorry. We can't have the word spread, man. We gotta be careful who hears.
Good morning, dear. What do you have for me?
So she had still little spies hidden in there.
The lady is here. Said it was urgent.
Oh, so she's spying for her then?
Huh, okay. Well, it makes sense then, because she knew the information might not... Like, she knew Max was gonna put, rods in her wheels. Sorry, it's a French expression. I know it makes no sense, but there you go.
I must confess, I thought you'd overestimated our young friend Max. I was wrong.
I did say if they found out about the gold being there and stuff, that could create a problem. It's not gonna be easy for sure. It can't be easy. It's drama. XOXO.
I know my role here is to recount information to you. But with what lies ahead, I'm hoping you'll indulge me in a personal account. About 5 years ago, I served on a merchant vessel.
We did follow them, except he has a stake in
Remember
the
the
other.
first time I saw those walls? Those fucking guns. First mate leans in. He says, "That, son, is a town resolved never to be fucked with."
And we're going there?
When Captain Flint first arrived on this island, he gained influence faster than any man I'd seen before. The reason why he was so good at bending men towards his will was he knew the power of a story.
Right? John is good at that too.
So John's gonna be Captain Flint number 2?
Very well be his equal.
Nah? Together they are terrifying.
You know what this even is? The pirate story is Bernard's.
We saw. Oh, he's so good at
Just a fucking
this.
thing out of his mouth.
Nope.
Yeah, the story isn't his, but the power of the telling,
That's his.
that is clearly his.
He knows how to use it too.
He knows how to make a story his own.
But God help us if he ever realizes what else he could use it to accomplish.
Oh no, he knows, man. He's already making plans.
It's already starting. You already start?
That's what I'm saying. Together they are terrifying, but apart they are a danger to one another.
The people of Charlestown are eager to see you and me dead.
They'll cheer for a good spectacle.
If Captain Flint is to come through this alive, we will need to be focused and at our best.
Trim those beards. Wash the hair.
Make yourself presentable, ladies and gentlemen.
What the hell was that? What?
You laughed?
Returned. What did I say to you?
You said if we told Flint the gold was gone, you get another crew to go back and get it.
Now you're making it obvious that something's happening, man.
I also said that if anyone even remotely suspected something was off about our story, we would all be dead men.
Yeah, he's good at it. They're not. He might just murder them.
So when you sit behind them grinning like a fucking child, you can see how that presents a problem.
An actor must get into his character.
No one's asking questions. No one knows shit, so leave me alone about it.
Well, start acting like you're a part of the crew and nothing else is going on. Play the game.
That man has the potential to be a very real problem.
Get rid of him. Literally, I think he's sending the message. Get rid of him.
I received word from one of Max's girls that Charlotte had left the island.
What is that?
Charlotte's savings.
Oh, shit.
So how could she have left without her money?
And less than a day later, news arrives that the Urca Gold is no longer to
Work
be
it
won,
out.
but is safely on its way back to Spain.
It's not really the whole truth, but it kind of the same.
It leads to the same
it's kind of the
conclusion.
same, yeah.
Captain Rackham's ship emptied the entire contents of its hold onto the island. He anticipates bringing something very large back.
What are you gonna do?
Max learned about the prize. I believe that right now, she and her partners are preparing to retrieve it. Were that to happen, the thieves and their like would flourish here, and your plans for this place would be doomed to failure.
Yes, but how do we stop them? And I'm not sure I want them to stop. Like, I don't know who to root for.
If that Nassau is ever to be, you have to stop her.
I mean, it's true, we need to get rid of that goal for that plan to succeed.
I know. But they are so easy to root for, like Flint, Jack, Charles. Everyone, man. It's so easy, but they're all working against one another.
Winds are more favourable than we anticipated. The group wants to attack earlier through the wind than you suggested. We prefer not to do in the dark, but he thinks the men are,
Oh.
up to it.
Are you...
He's a pretty boy.
She's like,
He's a young, handsome man
he might not be that bad.
with a chunk of an arms. I mean, look at those arms.
I'm a big fan of Umbrella Academy.
His name is Billy, in case you were wondering.
Oh, she was.
I wasn't.
He is handsome.
Some sort of place here.
His parents were levelers in Kensington. Spoke out against impressment. Press gangs came through town. They found Billy. I suppose they found it funny, snatching him.
Did you ever see them again?
When we found Billy, we freed him. And when given the opportunity to confront the man that had taken him from his family, he slew that man. Said he couldn't face his father again. Didn't think he'd be able to accept a murderer for a son.
Oh, this is so sad.
Oh shit.
But like, I don't know. I can't judge someone for doing that after 3 years of imprisonment like that. Kind of like I don't blame Charles for killing the guy who also had him as a slave. Sometimes like the good and the bad doesn't really weigh against each other.
I understand the circumstances.
Yeah.
Circumstances, yeah.
Although I do not advocate for murder.
I always thought this journey would end in battle. But now, as it turns out, something else lies at the end of this.
There's like 2 more seasons.
Judgment.
Right? It's not gonna end here.
But of me and the man that I've become and this entire endeavor hangs in the balance of that judgment.
Those stories are a bit true.
The lower things. The darker things.
I think you'll fall. How convenient.
He knows these things may be the moment that this all comes crashing down.
Did someone...
Yes. It's the guy that knows about the gold but can be trusted.
And it all depends on what he sees standing before him. Me or my name.
Which is crazy because he spent all those years building up his name to be feared. And now like it's coming back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
Betraying the other men to make him act foolish.
It may very well be. It won't matter for much if he gets the 3 of us killed.
I know.
Did you cut the rope or did
It's
he?
a goddamn shame, truly.
And if it's neither of them, are they gonna suspect each other?
Well, if you can think of something to say to him to get him to fall in line, now would be a good time.
Say to him.
Or he misunderstood what he meant?
Take me past that now.
Oh shit!
No, he cut the rope.
Nasty. What you asked me to do?
You misunderstood?
I didn't say shit, but you heavily implied.
What are you talking about? Nicholas was scheduled for duty on the main mast.
Oh,
Seemed the perfect chance to make it look like an accident.
God. So you misunderstood?
I mean, you heavily implied.
I mean, it was a bit implied, yeah. Next time, be more careful with your words.
To be fair, John isn't a murderer. He's a thief, but not a murderer.
Upon our return, a team of men excavate a trench inland.
Your answer as where to secure 5 million pieces of eight is to dig a hole.
Like pirates. Put a cross on it.
It is astonishing how much damage a woman can do once you let her in the door.
He's talking about Miss Bonny.
I'm talking about Miss Guthrie. We all know what happened up at that fort. Right now, Charles is either fighting to preserve his captaincy and looking for any good argument to win them a fortune and quickly, or he's dead.
He'll go for Charles. Tell me why.
Where does one store a fortune in gold coins?
The fort?
In a goddamn fort.
You're gonna work together?
I mean, okay, that would explain how Charles survives. We kind of saw it coming, but I couldn't explain why. This explains why.
I mean, Charles is good as dead without something, and that something must be the goal.
He owes them a treasure, and they would have more money than he can do it. Like, they didn't know what to do with.
And in that moment, John truly understood the power of his words.
Yeah, well, that's
or that you should really be clear with your with your instructions.
You said he could sink us. You gave me a look.
True, you did. You did.
You did.
Flint gives an order, but to get your men to follow it, I need to come down here, put on a show, and convince you it's in your interest. But I give you a look.
And you do it.
And you're willing to murder a man over it?
You have power.
Flint, because you tell me it's in my interest. I listen to you because I know you'd give a shit about my interests.
You're a man of the people.
Jeez, you have power.
But then this is gonna get dangerous.
But really, you might be seeing a way, like, to become important.
Do you think that he might steal Flint's crew?
He does become a pirate. He becomes a captain and everything.
But how? And
He's starting to grow.
Crew?
He's starting to grow his influence.
He already has influence.
Flint, it's true that Flint works for his respect and everything. He got it. He worked for it too, but now he's got it, and he's got even more support than Flint does.
Because he's one of them. He talks to them.
I fear the stories I've heard may have clouded the truth more than clarified it. It would seem these monsters are men.
Yes, friends.
And it would seem these men fear their own monsters.
A lot of the stuff that you heard are just rumors and stories spread to make them feared.
I've told you my father is a reasonable man. At one point, he was even reasonable about the issue of quelling piracy. Until I received a letter from him in which he recounted to me the story of a ship attacked by pirates. The ship which was attacked was named the Miranda.
Eddie,
oh shit! You did it! Oh shit!
We still don't know why he killed those people.
Yeah.
The ship was set upon by Captain Flint and his men.
And now he hates them, so...
There was one particular victim, traveling under an assumed name. His name was Alfred Hamilton.
Oh, that's why.
He'd been hunted, pursued, and then executed in cold blood.
No, but really, you don't know. I get why he did it. So that explains. Yeah, he'd be pissed like crazy mad.
Intent, apparently dark, monstrous.
Dude, he put his lover in a hospital where he
The act was
died.
completely incompatible with civilized society. And that there would be law in the Americas the day Captain Flint swung over Charlestown.
But if you go to the port, you're gonna get killed.
When you return me to Charlestown, turn around and sail away.
But that would destroy the purpose of bringing you back.
So then we need the gold.
But yeah, like maybe he hoped to deal with the situation in an amicable way, or he hoped that the guy he remembered, James, was still a good person, but by doing that, he kind of sent the message that everything human about him was gone.
I don't want to see a single one of our gun ports open. This only works if we can make it clear.
The stress, man.
No intention of shooting at anyone today.
But like, Peter was there with them. Wouldn't he understand why he'd want the guy dead?
Are you Captain Vane? I'm not Charles Vane. I have no demands.
But I have the girl.
I do have a request.
Bring me the father here. Don't attack us. White flag. Say it's James McGraw. He could be hanged. Next episode, man. This is stressful.
Maybe for the finale. My name is James McGraw.
I am.
And you wish an audience with Lord Ash?
I do.
Hang in there.
You see, he made these people unafraid, and everyone realized, like just about anything else in this life, the moment you stop fearing it, it loses all its power.
Uh-huh.
Is that a threat?
Yeah. Yeah. His name means nothing. That's what.
And if we're able to get our hands on Captain Vane, he never leaves this place again. I don't see any reason those instructions don't apply to you too. If anything...
Please? Yes.
Thank you, Abigail.
He's an old friend of my father's. I remember him. I know him. And if you strike him again, my father will know you did so after I made this clear to you.
Thank you, girl. Thank God her idea of what a pirate is changed. I don't know if it's gonna work, but thanks. Oh boy.
Long time no see.
Oof. Friends?
Is it gonna work in their favor?
Welcome to Charlestown.
Good beginning.
Whatever is going on in the bowels of this fort, perhaps it's best left alone for now.
I'm wondering why it's so quiet in there.
Maybe he killed them all.
Maybe he did?
Again, you did say maybe they were the ones in the interior that took Eleanor's father. Oh, no, that's...
There's that. There are cadavers for sure. Is he dead?
It could be Charles. Like, they could have, like, hanged him and left, but I don't think he's dead.
And like the crows will have fed on him.
If it's him...
It's him.
No.
Oh, that's her father! So yeah!
It is. Oh!
So yeah, so they were
the ones
Charles
in
Mann,
the-
yeah.
This was found pinned onto him.
I didn't recognize him, and first I was like, what the fuck?
I was once a slave, so I'm resolved. I will be no slave again. And as I am free, I hereby claim the same for Nassau. Richard Guthrie was engaged in an effort to see a return to the rule of a king. To see the yoke returned, he betrayed Nassau, and thus, as always to traitors, I was warned about you. Warned you would betray me. I'd hoped those warnings were wrong, but I know you too well, so I prepared, in case they were right. You removed the girl from my possession. The man of war moved on from the bay. Moved on to a place where its attention will be so very occupied. The last thing any of them will be watching is the water.
Oh, bitch.
I made clear the price for the girl. You should have known me well enough to know I was going to claim it. And once I do, I'll be returning to Nassau.
Or they went after it, yeah.
Settle the rest of my accounts.
Ah, shit! They did say the price for the girl was the man of war. The ship.
Yeah.
And now they're not focused on anyone else. But yeah, Charlestown. They're looking at Charlestown so they can do whatever. Like they can get the ship they followed or whatever. The fact that he planned it all though.
I'm kind of glad that he managed to win his crew over so that they did not kill him. But yeah.
But it's the fact that it's not about how he convinced them so they did not drown him. He planned, so that basically means that even with his speeches to Eleanor, and even when he gave her the chance to choose him, he planned for the idea, for the potential of
That
her
she would
betraying
betray
him.
him.
He planned for both possibilities, and I think this is genius, because like, that's giving him a lot of power, that's giving him a lot of credit, and I think it's great.
It's not dumb.
So, I mean, they're gonna try and take the ship while they are focused
Okay.
on Charlestown. And no one is supposed to be carrying guns or anything. Like, they won't be ready at all. It's the how they got there that I'm a bit, wondering. His ship is still in the bay and everything, but since they were not paying attention, I don't know, maybe they found a way.
I mean, do you recall how they went to Captain Slow's ship to murder him?
Yeah, but he was in the bay.
They walk underwater. Girl. Come on.
That means if he manages to take control of the man of war, Flint won't have a way to escape if something goes wrong in Charlestown, and this could be bad. His crew might not be there to help him out.
Shit.
And there's a lot of people we care about on that ship.
Oh fuck! But if they took the ship, Flint's crew has orders to not draw weapons,
I
to
know.
not fire. Charles' crew are not don't have the same orders.
They might just
They
throw...
might attack. So this is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, but if they attack, they're gonna be the targets. Like, if they're in charge of the ship and they shoot a cannon or something at Charlestown...
Yeah, but if Charleston see like weapons and cannons, they're gonna everyone will be dead.
it would be bad for Flint. Like, if he does that, that would spell disaster for Flint in the town. But then I'm thinking, like, it'd be stupid to do that, because then the ship will become a target. Like, and there's a lot of people there that could just decide to shoot. Charlestown has a lot of guns and cannons, right? So we'll see what he does, but he'd be in a position to screw this whole opportunity. But yeah, the fact that he planned... so that explains why last episode, when the men were waiting for Eleanor's father, I was wondering how fast they would have been. Like, you were saying maybe it's Charles' men, and I thought it made no sense, because I'm like,
It was too
how
quick.
fast? Yeah, how fast would they have to be?
But it was already planned in advance.
Yeah, they waited for it, and it's kind of like he knew. So as soon as she wasn't in her place, like that Abigail was not in the prison, he followed, and as soon as she said, nope, I'm not staying here, his plan was probably already in motion. He sent the word, and they just took her father. It's a bit sad, because he had just, told Eleanor stuff about like how he felt about her, and they had this moment last episode where he put his hand on her shoulder and she seeked comfort and stuff. So they had a plan for the future, so there was a chance for reconciliation, and now it's never gonna happen. Although I was always suspicious of him, now that he's dead, we can say that it looked like he was really trying to help his daughter and make it, make a bright future for them both here, and support her. And unfortunately now it's over, and it's a big blow. She's just lost her father. That's even if she kept saying that she hated him for what he did to her, and they were not in a good position. Like, it is still a huge loss. And
Yeah.
so, but he did warn her that there was no going back from this. To me, it's the fact that he planned it ahead that I'm freaking like freaking out over. The fact that he's right there, like that shot with the music of him in the marshes just ready to attack, like, and how he says that, he's never going to be a slave again, and because of that, like, he won't let Nassau be a slave either and stuff. Like, that's a way to kind of turn the plan of Eleanor and Flint into like a menace for the people living in Nassau. So the word will spread. Whoever reads the letter will talk and potentially say like, oh, they're trying to make us slaves. Like, they're trying to make us, follow the rule of London again.
Us to England.
Yeah. So it could sound like it could be a way to spit on their future and make people not follow it. And it is also shows how he sees it, right? He did say legitimacy. He takes it. It's not about someone else giving it to him.
Yeah.
He is the true embodiment of a pirate, as we know them, right? In any case, but yeah, I'm surprised, but I shouldn't be, because geez, he always has something up his sleeve, and this move was really good.
And I mean, he is smarter than he looks.
He is, and this is great. For a sec, I really thought that they fucking hung him somewhere and they left him to die, but and Jack did go to him, so I didn't see why he would, because I didn't see what Charles could give him, but you would need a place to
But I
put
mean,
the gold.
at first I thought that maybe he could have used Charles' strength with his crew to take what was left of the gold.
But there would be no point.
There would be no point, but it makes sense that he's gonna use Charles' fort
Well, now
to
he has
hide
the fort.
gold.
Now he has the
it.
fort.
Yeah.
And like the issue is the fort, like if Charles manages to get the man of war, Charles will have a big fucking boat. Charles could come back. He did say he's gonna come back to Nassau, and he could attack the fort like Flint was trying to do. So whoever would be in charge.
The fort right now is of no use.
I know. But I mean, if they do decide to use it, if they go get the gold and they come back and put it in the fort, he comes back with his man of war and he attacks it like Flint did. It's fuck that. It's over. So he's gonna be a menace, and if he gets the ship, it's gonna be even worse. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, putting the gold in the fort would make sense. But now there are too many people knows about this, and I did say that it was gonna turn into again a race, and even more than that, it was gonna turn into a potential fight. Because Flint had eyes everywhere, Eleanor had eyes everywhere. Now apparently she's been doing deals with the ex-madam who's kept people working for her inside. So you can't trust people at all in this show. Makes sense. But yeah, so now Eleanor knows that there's a big possibility that Jack and Max know about the gold. And if she says that, like if she does something to stop them, or she tells Flint about it and he manages to do something about that, there might also be the question, there will be a question about if the gold is still there and you, John, and those two guys told me it wasn't there anymore, and now one of the guys is dead. What's going on? You lied to me? And that will put the focus on John, that he betrayed Flint, that he's currently planning on going to get the gold for himself. You're playing a dangerous game, my man.
I mean, to his credit, Flint was with a dilemma between having the gold and Abigail and her father.
I understand.
And with the gold, you cannot have Abigail and her father,
I
which is a more
understand.
secure way to get legitimacy.
That's not what I'm talking about. I understand why he didn't want to get the gold. I'm saying that as soon as he finds out that the gold is still on the beach, he'll know that John lied to him, especially since now one of the two guys that came back with the message is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
speaking about John,
the guy is now responsible for the death of someone because he gave a look. That is starting something.
Sometimes it's all that it takes.
It was heavily implied, man. We also read that into his look.
Yes, it was implied.
But okay, that aside, that says two things. One, dude, you are now doing the stuff that, I mean, you are more involved into this, and you are now responsible for a lot more, because people listen to you, which brings me to number two. You have a lot of power with the men on this boat. More power maybe than Flint even, because they listen to you before they listen to Flint. The only reason, it sounds like the only reason why they listen to Flint is because of John, and this means that if he chooses to, he could get the control of most of the crew.
And I mean, as I thought earlier, that the fact that they knows that he's in it for himself, like he's more
well, yeah, but no,
transparent with them.
He is more transparent with them, but he also sounds more transparent than them.
Okay.
He did say, the guy did say that he was looking out for his interests. And I'm thinking, he doesn't look out for the interests of the crew. As soon as he gets his goal, he wants to get the fuck out of there. He doesn't give a shit about them.
It did told them that though.
Oh, he did say he was gonna leave. Yes, he's not lying about that. But the way the men made it sound, it's like to him, John cares about his interest. And I'm thinking, I don't know about that. That could change. But from what I remember John Silver being like in the Disney movie, he doesn't really care about his crew. So the thing is, we can't trust him. So I'm thinking, yeah, now you're saying you want to follow him because Flint doesn't care about your interests and John does. But I'm thinking, dude, John doesn't care about your interests either.
John is just better at making you think that he does.
Yes, because he made himself a part of the crew. And Flint, his captain, the difference is that John is good at pretending to be on the same level. He manipulates them better. Whereas Flint is always the guy that gives big speeches about knowing what's best for them, and he's good at being captain. John is not a captain, but he's got the power of one. So I guess that's why they would follow him.
you kind of know that someday he will become Captain
You
John
become. He did
Silver.
say. It's ironic because he said before he doesn't want to be a pirate, but I know he becomes the pirate.
Yeah. But do you think that because right now he's not a captain,
But he's seeing an opportunity.
Yeah, but he's a man of the crew. He's a man of the people.
I'm thinking he's starting from the bottom, and he was working for a way to get gold for himself, but now he's gained, because of his deals and stuff, he's gained a lot of respect and support from the crew, and he's slowly gonna make his way up the chain until he becomes a true pirate, a true potential captain, and we'll see that evolution.
And I mean, someone who knows that they hold power with their words is someone that is dangerous, because the thing that they can do with it is limited to their imagination.
He did realize in this episode that he owes a lot of he basically has the control over these men because he did say, like, when Flint wants something, he has to work like crazy to convince the people to follow him, and he gives
a look and you did it. Yeah, but because you think about me, man. We think alike.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't know about that. Like, I think if John could have done it himself, he would have done it himself. Like, there's no way he would have included these guys. But I don't think he wants them to die either. I thought at the first he had ordered for one of them to kill the other. But yeah, his reaction here makes me think that he's not a murderer and this was a line crossed. But who's to say he won't, like, I know again, like, what his character is supposed to be like in at least Treasure Planet. So I'm thinking we are seeing the evolution, how he started as a simple crook, and he's gonna turn into the typical pirate.
Yeah.
Okay. But then again, like, that's what's interesting. Like, this whole episode was also about, like, Abigail's view of pirates, how they were men, and maybe, like, the monster thing is not true because behind the mask, behind the stories, they are brothers, fathers, sons. Like, they are humans, right?
Who's the monster? Who's the man, basically?
Well, you gotta wait, like, is it because you have the support of the crown that your deeds are less evil? Because, like, to be fair, murder, that's been done by both the Navy and the pirates. Theft depends on the situation, but it's also been done by both the government and the pirates. Like, I guess it's just that the government, the Navy, the soldiers, they have the support of the crown, so that makes it legal, that makes it okay. But when you look at the pirates, and a lot of the stories about the pirates are just that, stories. The whole point is to make your name sound scary, make your reputation crazy.
I mean, there is some truth behind those stories.
Oh, yes.
But people tend to gossip and just exaggerate what I've been told before to just make it more interesting or more terrifying.
Yeah, but most of the time, like, those stories exist because the pirates don't want to fight. Like, they'd rather the other ship be like, okay, we surrender, take our gold. Like, that's all there is. And the thing is, when they truly do terrible stuff, like when Flint killed Thomas's father, the reason behind it is not because he cared for his gold or he cared for his ship. It truly came from a broken heart. It came from a deep rage that happened because he deeply loved. It's all human emotions. A true monster, I don't know, man. Would a monster love like this? And if you don't love like this, you can't hate like this. I mean, that changes the way you see someone.
Captain Lo was pretty like a monster, to be honest.
That is someone else, though. We're not talking about him. There are men out there who are terribly, true monsters. But I'm talking about Flint and his men and the way we see pirates. Like, Ned Lowe was a terrible man. Like, he was a monster. But is it because he's a pirate? Or he's a monster that decided to become a pirate because it allowed him to do his evil stuff, his evil deeds, his crazy shit. I don't know. But, like, it's the fact that basically the way people see pirates, like, now there are two ways of seeing pirates, right? They are monsters or people that you should not fear in order to become strong against them. Like, that's what's been happening here in Charlestown. That's how Peter has spread the message. Like, they're just men. You shouldn't fear them. And when you don't fear them, well, you go against them.
It is true. They are just men.
Yes, but
they're not gods. They're not devils. They're just men with guns and swords.
Yeah, but that's the two ways of seeing them. Like there's the human way where you see them as men and you either use that to defeat them or use that to understand them better, or you see them as monsters. You listen to the stories, but those exist because they want to be feared. And then they are the few men who do help the stories and make them more true. But usually these guys don't want to fight. These guys don't want to die. They just want money. They just want to do what they want.
How do you think that the discussion between Flint, Miranda, and Peter,
I don't know,
is gonna go?
At first I was a bit scared, and then his expression was like so chill. I was like, oh, okay, at least he's talking to them. We'll see. I want to find out. But then like his reaction to the whole what happened to Thomas's father, I'm like, dude, I know it changed his way. I guess now he basically, maybe in his mind he's saying like, oh, you lost your reason, like you went away, you became a pirate, and
But
now look what you turned into.
Do people know that James Flint is James McGraw?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes. It would make sense. Like
not everyone knows that he used to be in the Navy in London.
Well, no,
that's
but I would have
a secret,
assumed.
technically.
I would have
So
assumed.
maybe people just know him as James Flint, the pirate, and not James McGraw.
If he didn't
the
know,
Navy man.
well, if he didn't know, that's gonna freak him out. But he associated. I mean, how would you justify what happened to Thomas's father?
I mean, since now he knows that James Flint is James McGraw, he can understand. Okay, that's why you killed
Maybe.
Alfred and
Well,
Arlington.
then, if he didn't know, then in his mind, he was like, oh, a pirate did that, and it was such a horrible deed, and there was nothing behind it, just like violence, and he was hunted like crazy, like only a monster could do that, and that changed like his idea that a pirate could be redeemed. Like he was like, we can never forgive them because they are monsters.
I mean, it is true that ship was hunted by a pirate
But
ship.
whether or not he knew, like that did all of that did change his way. So like he was saying, maybe you lost yourself. If he knew, he was saying you lost yourself to piracy. You became a monster, and we can't allow that to happen ever again because a deed like that can be forgiven and stuff. But and a part of me is saying like, dude, if you know it's him, if you know why he did that, then you can't tell me you don't understand a little bit.
But I'm gonna believe that he didn't know that James Flint is James McGraw.
We'll find out next
and
episode.
Okay, we'll find out next episode, yeah.
But I mean, maybe, I don't know. I assumed he would have known, but because he did seem to know about Flint. He did seem to have heard a lot about him, and they didn't see each other, but
It's true, they didn't see each other.
I
So
don't
you
know.
just know the names Flint.
We'll see. We'll see. Next episode is going to be interesting, for sure. But yeah, we got to protect the ship first. Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't want to, the next one will be on YouTube next week. So we're
Yes.
gonna see you then, guys.
Bye.